Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Nina's vengeful sabotage exposed. Ava demands answers. General Hospital, spoilers reveal that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, will apparently show off her vindictive side during the week of May 27 to 31. That's when Ava will corner Nina and demand some answers, so she obviously won't be too happy with her former bestie. Shans will recall that Ava tried to sneak an artist mention in Crimson behind Nina's back, so Nina already confronted her about that. Nina allowed the promotion in the end since she supported the artist, but she warned Ava to come to her next time, or else she wouldn't be so generous. It's possible Nina pulled the mention after all, or maybe she'll do something even worse that really reflects poorly on the gallery. Nina acted like they could be mature and professional, but her desire for revenge may become too strong to ignore. Since Ava pounced on Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bennard, the first chance she got, that's not something Nina will soon forget. Whatever the case, maybe Ava will check out the new issue of Crimson and spot something that leads her seeing red. Could that be why Ava corners Nina and presumably rips into her? Of course, we also know Nina badmouthed Ava to Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, recently, which put Ava on his radar. Now Valentin knows Ava is likely the blonde woman who posed as Sonny's wife to talk to the pharmacist. Valentin may want to be careful not to tip his hand here, but he might cause some sort of fire for Ava to put out as a distraction. Perhaps Valentin will keep Ava busy with other drama in hopes of deterring her from digging any deeper into the Sonny situation. Depending on how exactly Valentin chooses to handle this, Ava might suspect Nina's responsible somehow and put her on full blast. You could argue that Nina inadvertently caused problems for Ava by trashing her to Valentin, so she'll be at least partly to blame for whatever Valentin might do next. Whether Nina's directly or indirectly at fault for whatever Ava gets mad about, these former friends are gearing up for another big confrontation. General Hospital spoilers say Ava will get updates on some news that leads her straight to Nina for a face-off, so we'll bring you more predictions on all the mayhem. At General Hospital, the air was thick with tension. The usual hum of activity in the hospital's corridors seemed to fade into the background as whispers of scandal and betrayal took center stage. For weeks Nina Reeves had been scheming, her every move calculated and deliberate. But now her vengeful sabotage was on the brink of exposure, and the consequences threatened to unravel the lives of everyone involved. Nina had always been a complicated woman, driven by a mixture of passion, love, and an insatiable thirst for revenge. Her targets were often those who had wronged her or those she loved. This time, however, her vendetta was personal. She had set her sights on Carly Corinthos, a woman who had been a thorn in her side for far too long. Carly's influence in Port Charles was vast and her connections made her nearly untouchable. But Nina was determined to find a way to bring her down. It all started with subtle manipulations. Nina began by spreading rumors, planting seeds of doubt among Carly's closest allies. She knew that undermining Carly's relationships would be the first step in isolating her. But Nina's true masterpiece was her plan to sabotage Carly's business interests. Using her insider knowledge and strategic partnerships, Nina orchestrated a series of unfortunate events that led to a significant financial downturn for Carly's ventures. The chaos Nina unleashed didn't go unnoticed. Ava Jerome, Nina's closest confidant, began to sense that something was amiss. Ava had always prided herself on being perceptive, and she couldn't shake the feeling that Nina was up to something. The two women had shared many secrets, but Ava knew that Nina was hiding something big this time. Determined to uncover the truth, Ava started her own investigation. Ava's inquiries led her to unexpected places. She discovered discrepancies in financial reports, mysterious transactions, and anonymous tips that all pointed back to Nina. With each piece of evidence, Ava's suspicion grew. Confronting Nina was not a decision she took lightly, but Ava knew she had to act before things spiraled further out of control. One evening, in the dimly lit confines of the Metro Court, Ava confronted Nina. The tension between them was palpable as they sat across from each other, the weight of their shared history hanging heavily in the air. "Nina, I need to know the truth," Ava demanded, her eyes locking onto Nina's with an intensity that left no room for evasion. "Are you responsible for what's happening to Carly?" Nina's expression hardened, but she didn't immediately respond. Ava could see the wheels turning in Nina's mind as she weighed her options. Finally, Nina took a deep breath and leaned forward, her voice low and measured. "Yes, Ava, I did it. I've been sabotaging Carly's business," Nina admitted, her tone defiant yet tinged with a hint of regret. Ava's eyes widened, a mix of shock and disappointment flashing across her face. "Why, Nina? Why would you do something like this?" Nina's gaze faltered, and for a moment, she looked vulnerable. "Because Carly has taken so much from me, Ava. She's hurt me in ways I can never forgive. I needed to make her pay." Ava shook her head, struggling to process the revelation. "This isn't the way, Nina. This kind of revenge, it's only going to make things worse. For everyone." Nina stood up, her posture rigid with determination. "I don't expect you to understand, Ava, but this is something I had to do. Carly needed to be stopped." Ava sighed, her expression softening with empathy. "Nina, you're my friend, and I care about you. But this path you're on, it's dangerous. You're risking everything, and for what? Revenge?" As the gravity of Nina's actions settled between them, Ava knew she couldn't let this go. She had to find a way to make Nina see reason, to prevent further damage. But the question was, how? Meanwhile, word of Nina's sabotage began to spread. Carly, ever the fighter, was quick to launch her own counteroffensive. She mobilized her resources, determined to uncover the truth and expose Nina's treachery. The battle lines were drawn, and Port Charles braced itself for the fallout. In the midst of the turmoil, other players found themselves entangled in the web of deception. Sonny Corinthos, torn between his loyalty to Carly and his complicated feelings for Nina, struggled to navigate the treacherous waters. His own past with Nina made the situation even more volatile, adding layers of complexity to an already explosive scenario.